What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Releasing an album on Christmas is literally one of the worst days to put out music. Fans are away from their computers, they're just relaxing, they're not thinking about music. Holidays are not for music for the most part. Luckily for Run the Jewels, the dynamic duo of LP and Killer Mike, they have such a loyal fan base that was going to rush to the computer when they released their album. RTJ3 was supposed to come out on January 13th, but they decided to surprise and put out their album on Christmas. And even if fans didn't rush, they're going to listen to it on the 26th, on the 27th, 28th, and all the way into 2017 because Run the Jewels doesn't make music that is going to last just a week. Can I be honest for a moment? I haven't gotten on the RTJ train. I listened to the albums. The first two albums, I listened to a couple times, and then that was it. The music really didn't move me as much. And I think I figured out what Run the Jewels is really all about. And I'm going to talk about that more in a moment when I talk about my favorite songs. But just know that going into this, I really didn't consider myself a fan. I'm a fan of Killer Mike's. And I love LP's production. But together, they just don't move me as much. And again, that is not to say that they make bad music. I just think it's not the type of music that I'm looking for. Now it's time to get into my favorite songs. The first one on the list is Legend Has It. This is the song that helped me understand what Run the Jewels is all about. You listen to this album, RTJ3, and you get the feeling that it was made to be performed. That is essentially what I get out of listening to this music. Because a lot of it is music that you can nod your head to, go crazy to, dance to. It's one of those records that just fits into the overall vibe of what you would see at a concert. And so I'm listening to Legend Has It, and they got the crowd chant RTJ, RTJ. And you can even count Call Ticketron, the next track, because LP and Killer Mike are performing in Madison Square Garden. So once I heard those two records, I got the idea that they make music strictly for touring purposes. Not to say that you can't enjoy it otherwise, but the purpose, to me, it feels like, is that they made this music so they can tour. And they're going on a huge world tour. They'll probably do a bunch of festivals in 2017. So it's not a bad marketing plan. Especially because when you look at it, touring is their bread and butter. They don't sell their music. You can support it if you want to, but they offer free downloads for all three albums that they've dropped so far. So their bread and butter is touring. So it makes sense why the music would have to sound good in a performance setting. And one other note about Legend Has It, I think that despite not being a fan, I can respect the chemistry that the two have. I like this record a lot because they were going back and forth. And Killer Mike is just a beast on the microphone. The other record on my list is 2100 featuring Boots. This song is the closest that we're going to get to old school Killer Mike right now. He says, "How long before the hate we hold leads us to another Holocaust?" Says that in the intro, and then the rest of the song you have two verses from each of them. And a total of 4 verses. LP's first verse is one of the best verses I've ever heard him spit. He says they barely even see the dog. They don't see the size of the fight. You know, he's taken from an old saying. You know, it's not about the size of the dog. It's about the fight in the dog. And he's using that metaphorically to talk about what's going on in the black community. He says the dog, and the dog represents the black community and the issues going on within it. And the size of the dog is the passion, is the power that the black community has when they band together. I mean, look at all the stuff that they've done with the Black Lives Matter movement. With Donald Trump becoming president, what America doesn't realize is how powerful the black community is and how far it'll go just to get some equality and to be safe. Those are two of the biggest things that the black community wants the most. We just want to be treated equal to whites, and we don't want to be killed by cops, by other people. If you pay attention, then I don't really have to further break it down. Just know that 2100 is everything that is needed to be said in America today. There was only one bad song that I felt was on RTJ3, and that's Stay Gold. It's a record that sounds like it would do well when you perform it. You know, that theme coming up again. It has the sing-along hook and the EDM influence to it, but I just couldn't get into this record. Even though you could sing along to the hook, I didn't feel like it was a very good one. And then, like, I'm not a big EDM fan, so the record just didn't move me. As much as Run the Jewels is working, I can't wait for Killer Mike to get back and do a solo album. I'm not saying that RTJ needs to split up or separate or anything like that, because what they're doing is working. As a big fan of Killer Mike, I just felt like 2016 needed a solo album from him with everything that was going on. Killer Mike's music is a lot more aggressive, it's a lot more in your face, and it's not something that is created with the intention of performing. And that's why I like it, because Killer Mike has a voice. He's a voice of a community, and you have to respect it. When you listen to his music, he's just that damn powerful when he speaks. With that said, I did enjoy RTJ3 a lot more than the first two installments. What they're doing is working, and I don't envision RTJ disbanding anytime soon. I'm not saying that they should. What they're doing is working, but I also look at it like I commend them because Killer Mike is getting bigger. And so when he does do that solo album, a lot more eyes and ears are going to be on it. So if I never become a Run the Jewels fan, I can at least say that it did some good for an artist that I really enjoy. So those are my thoughts on RTJ3. Let me know what you think about the album in the comment section below, and then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at @SermonsDomain, and as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching, and until next time, peace.